Welcome to this week's transport vlog, your final of 2020, and my last one for Euractiv, but more on that later. Today I've got three things for you, three things only. How is transport policy going to look in 2021? And here we go. Number one, how is transport going to fit into the European Union's Fit for 55% emissions cut-in scenario? It's a big question. Transport emissions are still on the up, and the European Commission estimates that they'll have to fall by at least 90% by 2050 in order for us to stick to our climate neutrality pledges. But 2030 is not that long away. By the time you're watching this, it's going to be around 9 years until 2030. A scary thought, I know. Next year, the European Union is going to decide how every aspect of the economy is going to fit into this new 55% cut scenario. Now, if you missed it, last week, the European Council decided to back this at least 55% net carbon emission reductions, greenhouse gas emissions reductions by 2030. It's the new target, it's the new thing we're going to send to the UN, it's the new thing that's going to basically align all EU policy making. And next year, there's going to be loads of proposals on how to make things like aviation, maritime, road transport, rail to an extent, fit for 55%. It's going to mean things like emissions trading scheme tweaks, new CO2 targets for cars and trucks. Buses going to fit into it? Is the maritime sector going to come into the ETS? If it is, how's it going to look? What are we going to do with aviation? And so on and so forth. There is going to be loads and loads of it. This is only the first stage of climate policy, really. All of these huge headlines about how, this is a historic moment for the European Union, while not off the mark, it's only Act 1, if you like. And this is all going to be quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 for the European Commission. So, watch out for that. Number 2, it's going to be the European Year of Rail. What does that mean? We'll find out. Is it just going to be a year of PR exercises and nice things about rail? Oh, we all love rail, but it's got problems. Here's 8 million euros. That's the budget for the European Year of Rail. What's it going to mean? Is it going to be anything meaningful? Are there going to be more night trains? Are there going to be more connections? Is there going to be better timetabling, better ticketing? So on and so forth. It's difficult to know at this stage. Again, it's going to be what people make of it rather than just it's ready-made, oven-baked, you know how it is. So yeah, European Eurorail. Take a train every now and then. Maybe there'll be more of them. That would be my advice. Number 3 is there are some huge plans for things like zero-emission aircraft, zero-emission boats. We're going to need them in order for all of this climate policy to work together. Is there going to be any tangible steps towards that next year? It's a good question. Airbus has said things like 2035, a hydrogen aircraft. It wants to sort of kick off the process a bit next year. But these things, they have long lead-in times. To build just a normal aircraft, you need a good 10, 15 years. Well, find out if anyone's going to buy it, first of all, do all the design work, do all the architecture for it. But if you're doing a new technology type, now is the time to really kick into action. For boats, a part of the new mobility strategy, the Commission wants to see ocean-going zero-emission boats by 2030. Norway and Denmark have already said things about huge hydrogen ferries, so that's already kicking off. Can we expect like a real tangible announcement for someone like Maersk or Hapag-Lloyd for a container ship? Because that's the real game-changing moment. As soon as you get cargo ships being powered by things that are no longer heavy fuel oil, that's huge. So look out for that as well. I mean, it's going to be, there have to be announcements, there's going to have to be funding, there's going to have to be investment, there's going to have to be timelines, timeframes, all this kind of thing. And it will probably come next year at some point. So there we go, 3 things to look out for. Like I said, sadly, this is my last one for Euractiv. Follow me here on Twitter, this nice little graphic, to find out more about what I'm up to. It's been an absolute pleasure to do these vlogs for you over the course of the pandemic. It's kept me sane more than anything else. I hope I brought some element of joy to your lives once a week with my mad ramblings and my different locations. Remember to try and guess where I am. And yes, and I will catch you some other place, some other time. Thank you for subscribing. Continue to do so. And I will see you when I see you. And for the last time, go away.